Hello, welcome to Free World Investing. Today we're going to be going over whether or not you should invest in Bitcoin for 2019. Now, first we're going to just look at what's going on with Bitcoin right now. The market cap is currently at 62 billion, which is it's a pretty high market cap. It's it's impressive. Bitcoin has been one of the most lucrative things you could have invested in back in 2017 or earlier if you would have held on for a few years. In 2017, you could have went from pretty much rags to riches just off some bitcoins. It went from all the way from 600 to 15,000, well 20,000 at its peak there last year in 2018, or right before 2018 actually. Because right as soon as 2018 happened was right when crypto just had a huge hit. Uh, this was caused by a whole bunch of banks short selling and a whole bunch of other things. Bitcoin became way too expensive. But if you go back, Bitcoin years ago was only worth pennies. You could have mined, thousands and thousands and thousands of them. The original people who help mine Bitcoin, if they would have held on to their wallets, they could have easily become millionaires if they would have held out and they would have sold at the peak. And Bitcoin is a very good idea, but Bitcoin as an investment now, I want to say that you more than likely miss the bandwagon. If you're going, I personally would not invest in Bitcoin. In just the past year, it's gone from $20,000 all the way to $3,000. The investment potential for it has kind of collapsed. Now, I'm not saying that all cryptocurrencies are going to be bad, but all cryptocurrencies normally fall and rise along with Bitcoins. All altcoins normally fall and rise with Bitcoins, but eventually, over a period of time, some crypto may take over Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the leading cryptocurrency among volume. But the problem with Bitcoin is it's become too expensive to trade with. The transfer fees are really high, and it costs more to mine the Bitcoins now than it costs to uh, than they cost themselves. So it's become completely illogical to mine them or to use Bitcoin at the current time, because there's several altcoins that are faster and cost less to use and have more anonymity than Bitcoin does. There's a lot of altcoins that have surpassed the capabilities of Bitcoin and actually offer users more abilities to use it for more different ways. Now that doesn't mean that Bitcoin has completely lost forever. I mean, I feel like it's going to continue with novelty, and possibly if the Lightning Network works out really well and they start receiving more vendors that accept Bitcoin, I mean, it's a possibility that they might go up. But I'm very highly speculative, and I'm leaning towards kind of a sideways market over the year. That is my belief. And I believe it may come back up to this support line right here, or this resistance line right here, and maybe it might even break it and hit right here. It might even go up to about a little bit over 5,000, but I don't think it's going to pass over I don't think it's going to pass over 7,000 this year. I think it might bounce sideways back and forth, but I don't really think Bitcoin is really a good investment anymore because of all the cryptos that are already doing better than it. I think more than likely the banking networks are going to adopt the blockchain technology, such as Ripple, and they're going to use it on their own payment networks to make moving money faster and cheaper. And people over time are just going to forget about Bitcoin. Now, I mean, Bitcoin was a terrific idea, and I understand the whole concept of trying to get away from the corruption that the banking industry is in now, but at the current time, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we can see this huge bust right here, but most of this was created by hedge fund managers, because you got to remember the banks at this time, they knew that they were going to offer short selling at this time, and as soon as short selling came, They sold all of their options, and then they short sold it so they could get on their investment. They could get the best from their investment, and then they could short sell it to make even more. The hedge funds managers knew what they were doing when they caused the market crash for Bitcoin. They used this as a pump and dump. So so Bitcoin was pretty much because of the fact that Bitcoin had very little restraints for their trading. It was very easy for people to move the markets in the direction that they wanted to with large sums of money. But that's why I don't believe Bitcoin is going to be a proper investment for 2019. If you have your opinions, please leave them down below in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more investing tips. All right, y'all have a good day.